freestyle rap at all?
Not yet.
Doesn't it appear to be extremely coincidental that you guys arrest people right outside of Governor Newsom's press conference? Is this really just a show of power?
Patriots, this is Secret Service Sam. Welcome to Samson's World. Oh my God, it is a beautiful Thursday in beautiful downtown Los Angeles, California. Lordy B, the funk is on me. I am here in the flesh. I'm alive. I am well. Hello, Sam, and who has the truth? We are here to kick the truth. That's right. This is Samson's World, where court, comedy, culture, and your world collide. Sorry I'm a little late today. I had to pick up the dang kids, man. These damn kids are slowing me down, man. Isn't it the kids always just slowing you down? They're beautiful. I love them. It's awesome. Also, very excited to announce I started doing lifestyle and food reviews for LA Magazine. So I will now get to go to restaurants and give reviews. Today I went to Vias Tacos in Highland. Was it Highland Park? No, I think so. Highland Park, I believe. Here in Los Angeles, it's an amazing taco stand. Yes, that's very true, Silky Sweet. Yeah, I don't have to leave the show to go get them like I usually do. But yeah, Vias Tacos, these are some of the most delicious tacos I've ever had. If you guys are out in LA, you have to try them. It's a Michelin star taco stand, which I believe is the only one in the world that has Michelin stars. And they were featured during the halftime Super Bowl show with Bad Bunny, where the owner, Victor, actually was, he had a taco stand set up in the middle of Bad Bunny's performance, which I don't know if a lot of you guys know, but there was so much symbolism in Bad Bunny's performance. It was really amazing. I mean, I didn't realize that everything he had featured were actually real restaurants and everything. So this taco stand, I went there. There is a line almost to just around the corner. Hey, Action Packed, how are you doing, man? Pleasure to have you on here today. It's nice. This is nice and quiet before the MAGA trolls come on in. I don't know why they love me so much. Do you guys? You know, it's funny. I was just listening. Well, I wasn't listening, but I saw a clip of Nick Fuentes, that little racist. People love Nick Fuentes, and I'll give him. He's charismatic, and he's charismatic for a racist. But he was so funny because he was actually spitting the truth for once, and he was saying how, like, what was that Kid Rock performance? He's like, is that the best we have? And it's so true, man. If you did a versus of, like, say, the TPUSA crowd versus just all of us other cool Americans, there's no competition. Like, who do you guys got? You have Amber Rose, who can't sing. You have Kid Rock, who is washed up. Then those other country singers like, I just want to drink my beer. I just want to be in my pickup truck. I just want to go fishing. Okay, nobody is stopping you, Tex. Go ahead and do it. There was so much symbolism. That's what I loved about Kendrick Lamar's performance, because be like, don't be so political. It's like, what would you do if you had that giant platform to see? Some people don't have much of a soul or much gut, but like, if you have that type of opportunity where that many people are listening to you, it's hard to just sit it out. It's hard to sit it out and not be a part of it. Anyway, I'm digressing, but Bad Bunny had such an amazing performance. But Nick Fuentes, you know, it's always weird when, like, Marjorie Taylor Greene is making sense, Nick Fuentes is making sense. But I realize about my podcast, I attract a lot of these MAGA fucks in here and stuff. And, you know, I shouldn't say fucks. I welcome everybody. And I think that's the thing. A lot of these pundits out here, podcasters, they're going after a specific audience, where if you guys know me, you know Sammy, I love all people. I'm interested in people. I really, truly am. I remember when I was in 6th grade and I had a huge slumber party, right? And everybody brought over toilet paper, which sounds funny. I'll explain. To TP. Remember TPing? You'd go around and man, we had a wall of toilet paper. I'll never forget in my basement. And I had a lot of the kids, a lot of boys over from the class. And my mom said, Sam, you should invite Josh Jackson, which shout out to Josh Jackson if you're out there somewhere in the world. Who at the time, Josh Jackson was not a real popular kid. He was a little quirky, a little different. And I'll never forget one of my friends who I won't name, but he's very high up in the GOP now. He's like, why are you inviting Josh Jackson? Like, what the hell's why? What, you know, and I said, because nobody invites him to sleepover parties. And my mom, I'll give it up. My mom's amazing. She said, Sam, you should invite him. And I was kind of even at the moment like, Mom, I'm gonna get a lot of shit. What, you know, nobody's really friends with him. Why? And she said, because Sam, you have a gift to bring people together. You know, my mother said, she told me this very early on. She said, Sam, you have a gift of patience. You have a gift of acceptance and you bring people together. You're a man of the people. And if, you know, think about it, this kid might not ever get invited to a sleepover. He might get teased at school, and you validating him by inviting him over, it says a lot. And I did. And I invited him over. And I think he had a blast. I remember people were like, what is Josh Jackson doing here? You know, but it was very cool. I welcomed him in. My dad let us watch Amazon Women from the Moon. I don't know if any of you guys know that movie, but some titties in it. So like all of us, I mean, it was like 6th grade. So my dad was pretty ahead of his time. You know, he's like, he let us, you know, on the little TV and VCR and in the basement. He let us watch Amazon Women from the Moon, which it was hilarious. If you guys haven't seen it, Arsenio Hall did some sketches in it. But it's just like kind of, I think it was like an early on, it was like Kentucky Fried Movie. Remember that? You know, it's a classic 80s kind of sketch type movie. But I just remember we all had a great time and we went and TP'd Catherine Menini's house. And my dad was so crazy. I think my dad went there. And I don't know, I don't want to say this wrong, but he might have been in like his underwear and a shower cap, like just to be crazy, you know, it was the 80s. But it was just, you know, it was a good lesson to me early on to just accept all people and to be interested, even in the quirky people. And if you do have the ability to make friends and bring people together, it's your responsibility to include everyone. You know, you don't got to include people or don't treat you right or whatnot, but it's good to, you know, if you have a gift, whatever it is, it's good to help others because it's really hard in this world. You know, I know like I had a pretty good time in high school. I did not get good grades. I had a 2.0 grade point average. My son, my oldest, has like a 3.8. I'm so proud of him, you know, because I always say I feel like, you know, Forrest Gump at the end of the movie when he meets his child. It's like, Jenny, is he smart, Jenny? Can he read, Jenny? He can. Yeah, Forrest, he can spell and everything, Jenny. Mom always said life is like a box of DNA. You never know what you're gonna get, you know. And it was just, you know, it's true. You know, I'm so proud of my son, and I was a 4-time class president. This goes to show you that I've always been a man of the people. I would hang out with the people in the smokers lounge. You know, back in high school, we actually had a smokers lounge, and that was like all the kids who wore trench coats. You know, the you know, kind of the outcasts of the school. You know, sometimes at that point, the skateboarders, the, you know, grungy dudes and foreign exchange students. I was just, you know, you know, whatever, the black kids at school, the white kids at the school, Mexicans, like we had a guy from Turkey, like, you know, it was a public school. We had a lot of different kids. And I always made it my priority to be friendly with everybody. Of course, not everybody's going to like you. And I know you're an abhorrent loser. Thank you, Sean. This sounds like self-deflection, Sean, and I'm going to send out some love to you because you sound like you need a hug. But yeah, it's about, you know, bringing people together. I really believe. And I won class president 4 years in a row, even though I had a 2-point grade average. I was a terrible student. You know, I grew up, I had a lot of learning disabilities. And a lot of my teachers, they didn't think I would amount to shit. Shout out to what's his name, Mr. Fredericks or whatever. This guy hated me. You know, I had so many teachers just tell me I wasn't going to be anything, and man, were they wrong. Speaking of being wrong, next Wednesday, I am so excited to let you guys know Comics Unleashed. I will be on Comics Unleashed next Wednesday. I'm going to start rolling out promos and everything for that, but Byron Allen is the host of it, and man, is it a great show for comedians, because honestly, there's nowhere else for comedians to get on anymore. So I'm very excited about that. That's going to be probably one of my first times on network television as a stand-up comedian. So please, next Wednesday, if you love me, if you hate me, tune in and watch me. Yes, Pam Bondi, man. Yeah, she has shit on her nose. I love it, Rusty. Did you guys watch? I love South Park. I'm so mad. My son, I kept being like, is there a new South Park? And they only made 5 episodes this season. Matt and Trey, where are you? We need more South Park. If you guys have not watched South Park, it is so hilarious. What did you, Silky Sweet, you sent me an email. Let me check it out. I've just been running around all today. Guys, can you believe my new job is being a food and lifestyle critic? There are crickets. In LA. I mean, that is just, I can't tell you how exciting. That's like a dream come true. I get to go to restaurants. They pay me to eat, and then I just do a review. It's quite amazing. What is this? This is Pierce Morgan and Megan Kelly. Let me see if I can download it to bring it into the mix. Let me see. Yeah. I mean, did you see somebody in the GOP is suing Bad Bunny? They're like, we're not sure what his lyrics are, but we're looking into it because, you know, he might have said some things that violate the law. So yeah, right, dude. Go after Bad Bunny, you idiots. Why don't you go after Erica Kirk? There is something not right over at Turning Point USA. I mean, did you guys see that Erica Kirk has removed the picture of Charlie Kirk, their wedding picture that sat behind Charlie Kirk? She's removed it. Also, Candace Owens is leaking all of this. Candace Owens is releasing audio of Erica Kirk 11 days after her husband is assassinated. And she's like, look, guys, my husband's dead. You know, I know that sounds morbid. Yeah, that sounds morbid. Yeah. I mean, everything about Erica Kirk is off. Everything we know about Erica Kirk now, it screams Dateline. It's like in one of those Datelines where the husband gets out life insurance right before, like, I just don't trust her. I've never seen one real tear. And then when talking about Candace Owens, she's like, we're going to let the Lord handle. Like, her eyes get so evil, like the devil, allegedly. You know what I mean? So Erica Kirk, I don't trust that woman at all. She's sitting there on the audio bragging, we sold $200,000 worth of merch and we have 300,000 new donors, and it's very exciting. And I know if some of you need to take some time off and take paid leave, I totally understand. Like, that's what you should be doing, Erica. Where are her kids? I feel so bad, honestly, for Charlie Kirk's kids, because I feel like that woman has not been there one day since her husband died. Like, since her, who does that? Who does that? Who is like, oh, my husband was just killed in the worst way possible, the most public way possible. I'm going to go work my butt off and leave the kids. I mean, those kids unfortunately lost 2 parents that day. And I don't know. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but there is just something in my gut that I do not trust Erica Kirk. It's just so performative, right? Does anybody in the comments trust Erica Kirk? I mean, look, I can cry. Like, I can't go to a Disney movie, okay? Like Big Hero 6 when his brother got killed. In Frozen where her parents got killed. Trolls. I cried in the Trolls movie. I cry in like every Disney movie almost. Rudy. Oh my God. Have you guys ever watched Rudy? I cry throughout Rudy where I'm like, I have to kind of, it's embarrassing. Like, there's tears streaming down my cheek. And this woman can't produce one fucking tear after her husband is assassinated in one of the most graphic, the first assassination in HD with, you know, so many different angles. Like, there's something just off about her. There's honestly, it's performative Christianity. It's like the somebody was saying the righteous gemstones. Here's that video. You cry when you don't get ass banged. All right, Robert. That was kind of random. Yeah, I mean, she literally, I honestly think, and this is a big old allegedly, but I think Erica Kirk had something to do with it. I mean, everything, I think the truth of it is that Charlie Kirk was not going along with this Israel first mission. Like, I'm America first, right? I'm Jewish, but I got to be honest, all this Israel first, these Christian politicians, like, have you seen when you go to Israel, they spit on Christians and everything. And I hate Benjamin Netanyahu. He actually was in my dream 2 days ago, and I pushed him up against the wall. I'm so proud of myself. But yeah, I think Erica Kirk had something to do with her husband's death. She knew about it. She okayed it, maybe. It's just none of it makes sense. Like, how did they cover it all up with concrete like a day after? Like, to do construction at a school, that has to like go through a committee. They have to figure out a budget that's thought of months ahead of time. So there's just so much, like Turning Point USA having to throw that other halftime show. Somebody had a great meme. The people who are watching and needed an alternative halftime show are the same people who wanted white and black drinking fountains. It couldn't be more clear than that. And it was Kid Rock. Kid Rock, I mean, Kid Rock is a freaking has-been, dude. He talked about the Olsen twins when they were underage, saying, hey, if there's grass in the field, play ball. Like, Kid Rock is sick, man. Do you cry when you get slapped in the face with a cock? No, Robert, I would say it's more of a, whoa, dang, was that a cock? That was crazy. Didn't know that. Robert, why don't you come on the show if you want? Let me put the link as I do. This is a town hall, guys. Welcome to Samson's world where, hey, guys, something I hope you can appreciate about me is that I invite everybody to the show. I'm so interested in the human psyche. I like to know, why do I think the way I do? Why do you think the way you do? So once we get past the name calling and all that, I think we have so much in common that we don't realize. And so please come on the show. Here is the link to the show. All you got to do is copy and paste it. Why don't you, Robert, come on and ask me to face if I cry when I get slapped in the face with a cock. That's a reasonable request from you. And I'd like to answer it face to face. Come on, dude. Let's have a conversation. Erica's behavior and the way she celebrated merch sales days after Charlie was killed was so suspicious. It is. And the whole, like, she had to do it. And what's very sad, the worst part about it when she was like, about Tyler Robinson or Kill, she goes, I forgive him. I forgive him. And I looked like, really? I wouldn't forgive him. Right. And I know when I got married in the church. My wife's Catholic. I'm Jewish. We're cashews. I've said it before. And Father Lopez said, forgive, 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 and forget why you forgave, which is very hard to do. Right. Most people can't even forgive somebody for doing something treacherous or terrible to them, let alone forgetting why you forgave that person. Now that's Jesus right there. But there's something about Erica Kirk that was so off. That Bari Weiss interview. Bari Weiss, by the way, killed CBS. It is just now Fox Light. It is just another arm of the Trump administration. And it's, again, like that's what, going back to what I think my calling is bringing people together. And having, if MAGA wants to come on here and you want to express your opinions, or like Robert says, you want to ask me about getting smacked in the face, that doesn't help my advertisers, Robert, by the way. But I'm open to that because, I think once we call each other names, I think that's when we come together. You know what I mean? Like, so that's my goal. I'm not trying to be Nick Fuentes where I just attract conservatives. I'm not trying to be a Rachel Maddow where I just attract liberals, because speaking to the choir does nothing for change. You have to reach across the aisle and talk to people that you don't agree with. That's how adults do it. Even in your everyday life, you know, there's so many people that you don't agree with, but it's like a glass is half full kind of situation. I'm a glass is half full kind of host, and I'm looking for the best in you. And I know it's in there. And some people, it's deep, whether you're radical left, radical right, it's in there. And a lot of you, I don't blame you. A lot of you didn't have great parents, you know, or you had great parents, or somebody hurt you along the way and you're angry. And I understand that. Everybody's angry right now. But guess what? Anger, you know, like two rights don't make a wrong. You know, being two angry people don't do anything. Like I see Tim Miller from the Bulwark and Pierce Morgan, and they're yelling at each other, and everybody is yelling at each other and cursing each other out. And it's just, that's not how you make any ground. And, you know, some people are unreachable, right? We can't save everybody. I get it. But I believe that if we had more conversations, if we met each other halfway, that we could. Now, what's crazy, Kyle Rittenhouse, what a piece of shit. He even is calling for Pam Bondi to get out, right? I mean, I'm just saying, like, and I know I'm skipping around. I have ADHD. I'm digressulating. But with Erica Kirk, it is so sus. She wants a speedy trial. Let's just get it over with. Yeah, he did it. He did it. I hate him. I forgive him. Like, what? How do you know it's him? How would you even believe it's him? Like, everybody said it was a 30-06 or whatever. We all know he doesn't appear to have been shot by a gun. It looks like that Mike pack he had on him wasn't explosive. Could it have been a pager like the IDF has? I don't know. Some people are saying allegedly Israel was behind it because Charlie Kirk didn't want to take. I think they were saying they wanted to give him like $150 million to put into Turning Point USA so he would help. I mean, everybody, I mean, Israel right now is so desperate for everybody to like them. And I have to say, I'm Jewish. And it's Netanyahu is creating more anti-Semitism by not letting journalists in to see what's going on in Gaza and all this Israel first. It's America first. Yes, I know Candace is a nut job, but what's crazy is even the nut jobs are starting to make sense. Yes, you're absolutely right. The racist elite have taken over. Donald Trump just posted, by the way, a video of like, here's all the black people I know. Here's pictures of me with the blacks. Look, anytime you put a the in front, the Jews, the Mexicans, the Asians, you're racist. Nobody puts a the in front of it. And by the way, a racist person always, oh, I have black friends. Oh no, I have, you know, Ted, who I work, you know. He's just backpedaling. But Pam Bondi is cooked. Because Tim Pool, that piece of shit, right-wing influencer, Joe Rogan just had Cheryl Hines on. She's a loser. She bombed her whole career by marrying RFK. RFK. Oh, my God. Did you hear? RFK was on Theo Von yesterday. He goes, listen, Theo Von, I'm not scared of germs because I used to do cocaine. I used to snort cocaine off a toilet bowl seat. And, ugh. That is so, that visual, like, bro, why wouldn't you do coke off the toilet paper, the top of the dispenser? Like, no, you chose the toilet bowl? Like, what? And why wouldn't you put the lid down maybe first? Like, ew. Like, so you would pee and poop and you snorted it up your nose? I mean, that is, I've never done cocaine. A lot of people are like, Sam, do you do coke because you're so hyped up? This is real Sam. I got to be honest with you guys. I even quit the ganja, man. You're looking at sober Sammy, baby. This is me in my 100% alert state. Dems are the ones talking about the Epstein files. No, everybody's talking about it. And we all should be talking about it, right? And people say, why? Because this is the biggest scandal in American history. This is the biggest scandal in our world's history because all of the elite, then why are the Dems intentionally spouting political violence? I would say all politicians are part of this, right? Tim Miller is legit. He is. Yeah, Tim Miller is good. But again, Tim Miller is probably the type of guy who has a Black Lives Matter poster in his front yard and does not have black people to his house. Let me know if Tim Miller actually is invited to the cookout. Let me know if Tim Miller actually has Latinos, Asians, all gay people, everybody at his house. He definitely has gay people over there because he wears pearls. But I'm just saying, they're all yelling at each other. I'm the only person here in the world trying to bring us together, okay? Robert, I allow you to ask me about, do I cry when I get smacked with a dick? I mean, come on, be reasonable here. But let me play this video you just sent me, Silky Sweet. Let's check it out.
To get up there and perform the whole show in Spanish is a middle finger to the rest of America. Who gives a damn that we have 40 million Spanish speakers in the United States? We have 310 million who don't speak a lick of Spanish. This is supposed to be a unifying event for the country, not for the Latinos, not.
Look at how she's, do you see what I'm saying? The Latinos. And she says it. I know this bitch has never been to a carne asada. I just went to Via's Tacos today. Oh my God. It was a mouth orgasm. They were featured during the Super Bowl. Victor, the owner of the place, was so nice. Like, he came out, he's like, there's a line. He's like, is everybody excited? I love you guys. He's like, his food, the secret to his food is love, and his energy is so positive. He's just showing, like, he said it wasn't easy. Like, he now has 6 of these places. He started off as a taco vendor, like on the corner of his grandma's street. And that's what I love about Latinos in our country. They work so hard and they just make something out of nothing. I always tell the joke, give a Latino a grocery cart and they create you a restaurant, like the Crazy Corn people and everything, and give a white person a grocery cart and they're just homeless, But they're such hard workers, and it was such an inspiring story and an American story. So Megyn Kelly also is the one saying, look, okay, Epstein files, it was just like barely legal. It's not like it was 8-year-olds. Yes, it is. These guys are sick. I mean, did you see Jeffrey Epstein purchased 330 gallons of sulfuric acid? What? Do you know that melts bones? That's like some Jeffrey Dahmer shit. Like, we can't even fathom how satanic it gets. You're ignorant if you think we can talk this out. It's past that point. Well, Lone Wolf, I don't know. Then what is the solution? I don't. You want a civil war? I don't think we have to go there. I do believe we can talk this out. I really do. I don't think we can talk it out with everybody because people are very angry. But come on the show. Come on the show and talk it out, and let's attempt it, Lone Wolf. Come on the show and let's do it. What do we got? Do liberals think the government has to support them? No, I don't. I think the only person I really love is Jasmine Crockett. She is calling it out. I do like the AOC. Who else do I like? I don't know. I like Tom Massey or whatever. He's at least a Republican calling out all this BS.
For one small group, but for the country. We don't need a black national anthem. We don't need a Spanish-speaking, non-English performer. And
what's wrong with a black national anthem, dude? I mean, come on. I mean, do you know in the original national anthem, there's a line about slaves? I mean, that they had to take out. And what about like the happy birthday? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Come on, man. The Black Happy Birthday song is great. It's just culture, Megan. We're not all a bunch of blonde-haired bimbo blondes, bro. And culture is beautiful. Why do we not celebrate? That's what America's about. Like, all different cultures. Our food would suck. I mean, that's a great part about America. I could eat Japanese food, Mexican food, Chinese food, Filipino food, Vietnamese food, Thai food, Indian. There's so many great foods. Why would you
don't need an ICE or America hater featured as our primetime entertainment?
Okay, what is the national language, officially the national language of the United States of America?
I mean, English. And there's been a push for many years to make it an
No, the original language, it was Native Americans and it was Spanish. I mean, look at Los Angeles. I mean, come on. Yeah, I'd say you can't save the left. They don't want conversations. Now look at Debasa 6609. If you say that, then we can't save the right. Again, that's just negativity. You have to think positive. You gotta look. Look, I'm telling you, out of 10 people, okay, if you take 10 conservatives, they're not all bad people. Maybe one out of them is the radical one that you can't get through. But I believe that 9 out of 10 of those people could come to the table. The liberals, of course, there's one of them, maybe two, like you guys would say, that are the radicals that can't be reached and can't have a conversation. But I think that's how we heal. You know, all this keyboard stuff is just killing us. Her unseasoned chicken wings eating ass. That's funny. Yeah. Erica Kirk and Pam Bondi are like unseasoned chicken. They are the potato salad with raisins.
Official.
You don't have one.
Documented thing.
You don't have one.
If
Right,
you
so
would have let me
the
finish
truth
my
is,
comment,
well,
I would have pointed
you
that
don't
out. But
actually
people have
have
been
an
pushing
official
to make it
language.
official.
Okay,
All right,
so
now let me
you're
tell
trying
you
to make
something.
official.
This attitude that
Yeah,
you have right here is why you in Great Britain have lost your culture. You ceded your culture to a bunch of radical Muslims who came in and took over, and now it's gone. We're not allowing that here. Whether it's Hispanic, whether it's Muslim, it's not happening.
What culture, Megyn Kelly? Our culture is all of the cultures in one. Who wants to just eat cheeseburgers and milkshakes and hot dogs, bro? Pam is God. John, I would love to have you come on the show and express that opinion. Why is it that MAGA are not condemning the pedophiles under Trump administration? Excellent question, Real Cheryl. Look, I think the problem is if people have to admit that Trump is all over these files, okay? They've said his name appears over 1 million times. I think because the human flaw, most humans can't admit when they're wrong. And look, I know a lot of people can't admit they're wrong. You know, I always strive to, like on this show, if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. I would love to be educated. But I think the problem is why people are having such a hard time with this is because if Trump is on it, it kills their whole MAGA movement. Everybody's got to take the flags off the boats. They got to take the flags off the motorcycles. They got to bring it back. But again, that's why I don't idolize any U.S. presidents, because they just might disappoint you because they're really messed up people. And I think we all have to be ready. And look, I think this is God. This truly is God bringing the truth to the light, and let all the politicians go. Deepak Chopra, the dude who's like the peaceful guru, he was talking to Jeffrey Epstein. You know, I think we just have to, we're the oddest thing to say, and it's kind of disgusting, but our whole country is coming together because of pedophilia, because it's the one thing that all humans should be able to agree on is don't harm children, right? Our most vulnerable. How could you they were torturing kids. It looked like they were eating kids. I mean, I don't even know how deep this satanic cult goes. Well, Lone Wolf, you are saying things that are obviously not real, so nobody is talking to you really. Bondi is a disgrace. Pam is not God. If that's your God, then, you know, I feel bad for you, you know. Thank you, the biggest Derek in the world. You for show can come to the cookouts. I appreciate you. And for a lot of people who don't understand what that means, in the black culture, when somebody is woke, a white person or somebody non-black, and they're cool and they seem to get it and they're respectful. I always say I'm an appreciator, not an appropriator, right? Like Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll fucking used trap music. He was a rapper. He used the black community, had cornrows in his hair. He was a shitty rapper. And he used that to get on. The black community supported him. Like, oh shit, you can rap? Okay, cool. And then he took that and went over to country music and totally abandoned, you know, brown and black people. And then is just saying, oh, I don't even know. I don't even know anything going on. And then he claims to be for Jesus, man. Jesus was the ultimate rebel. Jesus was somebody, he was the first person in history, maybe not, to stand on business. Jesus is the type of person who wouldn't fight. He would say, come, let me come into my arms. Let me bring you into my light. Let me understand what's wrong. Let me heal you. Do you understand that energy heals, and negative energy, like it festers? And like, haven't you ever had somebody that you're mad about and you can't sleep at night because you're so mad? And that anger it breeds more and more anger, and it does nothing for your soul. You ever seen someone get shot? No, I haven't, but I do have a story where I saw a Latino gentleman was riding on a motorcycle. I was at dinner, and he fell off his motorcycle and he hit his head. And I ran out of the restaurant. Literally, and this is me. If you guys don't know me, I'm the guy. If I see something, I don't sit there and film. I run in to try and help, for better or worse. And I'll never forget, I held this man in my arms, and he was just like, he was unconscious, and his breathing was so labored, and blood was coming out of his mouth and his nose, and he was basically dying in my hands. And it was such a, and I remember I just saying, it's okay. And I was putting my hand on his chest. I was holding him in my arms, getting blood on me until the paramedics came. And it turned out the son of this kid actually ended up going to high school with my son. And he's such a wonderful kid. And so, no, I've never seen anybody get shot, but I have held somebody in my arms while they died. And it was traumatic. It was such a, it was traumatic, but in that moment I realized, that at least I was there for him. He didn't die alone. He died in comfort. I also took care of my neighbor who got cancer, who was an elderly gay gentleman who had this huge tumor. Herb, shout out to Herb. He literally changed my life. And I took care of him for 8 months. He had to have a trach in. I had to make all of his medical decisions. And I was there with him while he died. And I realized, like, at the end of the life, money means nothing. Politics means nothing. You just want somebody there with you so you're not scared. You want to feel loved. And all of us want to feel loved. It was a camera gun. I don't know what that means. My parents taught me to work hard and take care of myself. Don't look for handouts. Yeah, Mark, I think you're absolutely right about that. Mark, what's funny is my good friend is Tiffany Haddish. Sorry, I'm sweating up here, guys. I forgot to turn on the AC. But Tiffany Haddish is a good friend of mine. I knew her before when she was homeless. I helped her get away from her husband, who gave her a black eye and beat her up and everything. And, my point is about handouts is Tiffany got wildly famous, obviously. And, I haven't gotten to work with Tiffany as much as I would like to. And I had a lot of resentment about that. And I was angry. And I just thought, like, oh, you see Adam Sandler, or your friend gets famous, you're getting famous. And it doesn't work like that. And to your point, Mark, I had to realize, like, I was on this island like Tom Hanks in Castaway. And I'm like, Sam, nobody's coming for you. And that goes for anything in your life, guys. No matter what you've had, I've had a beautiful, blessed life, but nobody is coming for you. Nobody will do for you what you need to do for yourself. If you want to be successful in business, if you want to have a successful family, relationship, if you want to get off drugs or alcohol, nobody is coming for you. And the funniest part about it, like, I know people who are trust fund babies and they're like, yeah, those people getting EBT, getting all those handouts. And I'm like, dude, there's not a bigger welfare baby than rich, affluent kids who their parents, like, look, my dad, my parents have helped me out over the years, but I acknowledge it. I'm very thankful for it. If I've ever been in financial trouble, my dad and mom are always there for me. And that's my goal to do for our kids, like, as you should. Whenever I see these people who are like, I'm rich and I'm not giving my kids anything, I get that. You want your kids to work and you want them to do something. But if you can make your kids' life easier, I think it's just a beautiful thing to do. Life is hard enough. I'm for left, and we're talking to folks across the gambit in my area. Community over politics always. Thank you, Pilgrim. That's beautiful to hear it. Get a grip. He was shot. You're saying you're back to Charlie Kirk. I don't know, Robert. Because people were saying to be shot with that 30-06 that there's an exit wound that it would just blow his whole body apart. Now, I did shoot a lot of guns. I'm from Missouri. I've shot all kinds of guns. I don't know a lot about them. But I don't know. I just think there's something sus about Charlie Kirk's assassination, and I don't believe a word Erica Kirk says. I really honestly think she's like the devil incarnate, because I don't understand how she was even able to go on like a 50-city tour. She hasn't even been home, and so concerned with making money and how much she made on merch. I would trade all of that to have my wife or husband back. I can tell you what is real. Democrats don't want to talk about the Epstein files anymore. I don't know, Lone Wolf. I feel like everybody does. Now, I agree, because Democrats are on those files, right? I think a lot of people don't want to talk to it. You see, the ones being quiet are definitely the ones that have something to do with it, for sure. There's nothing to talk about but arresting pedophiles, and clearly you would rather protect them. Yeah, not me. I do not. I say arrest them all. Thank you. Thank you very much. If you had, you know, it's not like in the movies. Liberals have to pay people to protest. Yeah, Mark, I don't really believe in the whole paid agitators. I mean, people are angry, you know? So, you know, I respect your opinion. I love Candace Owens, by the way, and she's not a nut job. You know, I used to hate Candace Owens when she was talking, you know, she was kind of a pawn for, you know, you'll see it on like Fox News, like Stephen, what was his name? Stephen, what's his name? Not Stephen Miller, and it's Stephen Johnson, whatever the guy. You know, they always want to have one black person who will spit out racist talking points. Like, see, I wish they could all talk like that. And it's like, it's just one. And I used to think that was kind of how Candace Owens did start. But ever since Charlie Kirk was assassinated and everything, she's made a lot of sense. Why aren't Democrats talking about the fact that Democrat National Committee refused to return 32,000 donations from Epstein? Because they're on it. And I say this every day, Lone Wolf and Cub. They're on it. You know, people ask me that every day, Sam, why didn't they do anything before? Why didn't they do anything before? Because they're part of it. I'm deranged. I would love to know why you think I'm deranged. Please come on the show. Again, I will put the link in here if you guys can sing. Corrupt Democrats, propaganda bitches. Hi, Sam. Greetings from the Twilight Zone. Hope the MAGA thugs don't bother you today. No, you know, they really don't. I'm a comedian. Trump is not racist. Yeah, Mark, I'm sorry to say, but I think he is. And there's plenty of proof to back it up. I mean, the Central Park 5, he wanted all those black kids to be, you know, he put a whole ad out and they were innocent. He also, his dad, I believe his dad had some K's of the K, you know, and look, there's nothing wrong with just admitting it. Trump is most likely racist. Another Trump hater channel. How original. No, I'm not a Trump hater channel. I'm actually, if you look at me, Tim Pool is not right wing. I think he's about as far right as you can get. The real reaction to being called racist when you aren't is not, I have black friends. That's what a lot of people go to. It really is. I'm sorry to tell you. You're just perfect, aren't you? No, of course not, Robert. I'm not perfect. What gives you that idea? I mean, I'm pretty damn sexy, Robert, but you know, I can't help that. It's my mom. Again, Robert, come on the show. Yes, I know people have TDS, Trump devotion syndrome, or Trump derangement syndrome. I've heard it all. I'd love to have somebody, MAGA, come on the show today, MAGA. Please. We don't want radicalized white pick-me women either. Yeah. Is it the left woke-minded people calling people who don't agree with them Nazis and fascists? David, I can't stand when people use the word woke incorrectly. The word woke is a term of endearment. The word woke means your eyes are open, you're awake, and you're aware of atrocities. Okay? The term that everybody's been fed of what woke is it's not. That is not. So please, if you guys are going to be in the comments, at least use the word woke correctly. Please come on. Hey, Ralph, how you doing? I see you in the comments. Come on, guys, copy and paste this. So you see the link of the show. And come on. The truth is in my story. Thank you, the biggest Derek in the world on Instagram. Guys, by the way, this is Samson's World, where court, comedy, and culture and your universe collide. We're broadcasting now to Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. We are all over the map. Everyone is part of that's what's so mind-boggling. People are picking sides, red or blue, instead of picking the safety of children. Rapists and pedophiles running our country. Those are facts. Thank you, Canalaw. It is. This is not Republican or Democrat. Now, guys, the lines are drawn in the sand where either you want to get rid of pedophiles or you want to protect them. And I'm guessing everybody in my comments wants to get rid of them. I really don't believe any of you in the comments think that's okay. I just think it's hard. Look, Bill Clinton could be on it, right? So get him out of there. Hillary could be on it. Bill Gates could be on it. There's so many names. Howard Butlick. Howard Butlick lied under oath and said, oh, no, I'm not. I just was his neighbor. I was just his neighbor. And then, okay, maybe I took my yacht and my whole entire family. Howard Butlick took his 4 kids to Epstein Island. Are you kidding me? That is like the worst place to take your kids, man. That's like a Disney cruise on crack. Oh, thank you, Ralph. Somebody, Ralph, thank you so much. You gave me a super sticker. Guys, I really appreciate that. Any donations are much appreciated. I'm not being paid by anybody to do this. And I'm just doing this. I'm really doing this for the love. I'm doing this because I have a gift of patience. And I want to get through to people. I really want to heal our country. I know it's a lot. It's a tall order for one man to take on. But if you guys don't know, I'm an energy healer. I feel energy. I feel your anger in the comments. When I step off this show, I'm tired. You know what I mean? It takes a lot to have people call me all these names in the comments, but I'm a comedian, Woke means you're gay or trans. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Woke means you're aware of the atrocities that happen to gay and trans people. I'll agree with you on that, 46MD. But no, for all of you who don't know, woke is a term of endearment created by the Black community, okay? Fox News and all these Jesse Waters or whoever the fuck you want to say did not create the word woke. They stole the word woke, okay? So that's what you have to understand. The word woke, and let me ask you something, 46MD. Would you rather be aware and awake, or would you rather be asleep and be a sheep and just let shit happen and look away? I can't look away. Thank you for your comment. Again, 46, you've been watching me for a while. Come on the show and talk, man. Let's meet face to face. Come virtually shake my hand. Woke means literally recognizing racism systematically and being willing to fight against it and call it out. Starbound. Let me give you one of these. Thank you. Everybody read this definition of what Starbound 1 just said is woke. It is genius. Oh my God, another person, Shay Bella 2375 gave me, oh my God, $10. Lord, thank you so much. I have 3 children and trust me, money is really hard to come by right now. And I know for everybody. So that really means a lot to me. And, regardless, if I'm making money, I'm not making any money on this. I am just here committed every day because I want to make a change. I'm almost 50 years old and I've been sitting on the sidelines for a while and it's my calling. My calling is to help bring change, to help bring people together. Even, we're all angry, and I get your anger. I get MAGA's anger. You guys have been, effed over and we've been effed over. We've all have, you know what I mean? It's hard. These billionaires are saying, oh yeah, what are you talking about? The grocery store prices have come down. Do not listen to Scott Bessent or Elon Musk or George Soros or any billionaire telling you that groceries have gotten cheaper because they don't shop for themselves. My president called the cops on Epstein 2006. My president locked up Epstein 2019. My president released the files 2025. Democrats profited from Epstein's PDF island. That's all very true. That's all very true, Lone Wolf. I appreciate it. But again, I don't idolize, yes, is he our president? Yes, but I just don't, they're just they're so far removed from who we are in our everyday lives. That's great. Lone Wolf, come on the show and talk. Let's talk. Talking heals. Do you think Epstein was set up by a government or a group to bring down? Yes, I do. And I think we all can guess which government that was. That is the whole point of Epstein. Everybody thought it was Diddy. Everybody thought it was Diddy who was like blackmailing Hollywood with all these freak off tapes. But no, Jeffrey Epstein, and not just American politicians, Prince Andrew, like this thing is all over the world, man. All these perverts. And I think that's the thing about it. Jeffrey Epstein was given money to get really disgusting shit on people so he could blackmail them and control politicians. I think you're absolutely correct on that. Okay, Starbound, that's the most ignorant and naive comment yet. No, Zach, it actually isn't. Yours is. Because she just defined woke for you. And that is what woke means. You tell me, see, the problem is you guys have been fed a definition of woke. You know, it's like, you've just been fed the wrong definition of what woke means. That's all I'm saying. And you have to open up your eyes and wake up to that is. No, that is the definition. The black community created the word woke. So for you to sit there and call somebody ignorant when they told you what it was, you got to be able to accept that you're not always right. And I'm not always right. In fact, I don't want to be right. You know, that's the problem I think now is everybody is so hell-bent on I'm right, you're wrong. And that's just not who it can be. Who's the real Trump, the president of the USA? And I'm going to tell you this, Stephen Miller. Stephen Miller is the shadow president. Thank you, Mr. Trumpstein, for the divide and conquer. Keep skipping over my comments because they go against your, I don't know why they can't say, dude, I'm putting up all your comments, Lone Wolf. No. Demon Rat. Oh, I see what you did there. I got to write that one down. Demon Rat. Lone Wolf, come on the show. I dare you. I'll Venmo you $10 if you come on the show. Oh my God, Shea Bella, you are just too sweet giving me all these gifts. You're making me blush like Mike Johnson. Thank you so much. It really honestly means a lot. It's not easy to sit up here and take it all, but I do. Unfortunately, these billionaires' co-conspiracies, they will never be prosecuted. There will never be an arrest made or an investigation, but at least their names will be exposed. I hope so, Real Cheryl. Oh, yes, Shadow. Somebody just came into the chat. Thank you, Shadow Titan. Yeah, come on in. Hello, how are you, Shadow?
Good evening. Would you like me on camera or do you need me? What does it matter to you?
You know, hey, I'm always down to see somebody's face, but if you'd rather not, that's totally up to you. Whatever makes you feel most comfortable.
No, I'm cool with it. Just let me, I got to pull my laptop up, but I'm using my phone, so.
Okay. Well, yeah. So what would you like to kind of talk about on the show? Hey, how are you doing? There you go.
How you doing, bro?
I'm good. What are you doing? Are you taking off what's that yellow jacket? Are you a crossing guard or something?
No. I drive the trash truck for the city.
Oh, so, nice. Okay, that's a great job. I always tell my kids and everybody, like, get a city job, man. That's a good job.
It's a good job.
Yeah. Uh-oh. You're getting yelled at by your wife? Tell her you're on Samson's World.
You need me to come be part of it? All right. Actually, my wife needs me. Can I come right back?
Shadow. Yeah, but we're getting off soon. I understand, though, when the wife calls, you got to do that. Do you want to say something real quick before you get off?
Something real quick. I'd like. He said, can you give me a minute? About a minute. Yeah. Get the account set up. So yeah, no,
I know how that goes when my wife is giving me that look. So just let you just share something real quick with the people. I'd love to hear your opinion.
I am a conservative that believes in American values as a whole, right? And I can understand that there are some conservative views that are not the greatest. But it's also, I think the whole dichotomy of the political system as a whole now is the problem.
Yeah.
Like the problem isn't just one or the other, it's all of the above.
Yeah, I agree. And how do you feel? Like you say you're conservative. What do you think about just the state of America now? You know, my goal is to try and, you know, reach common grounds with everybody.
Give me a minute. Give me 2 minutes.
Okay.
1 second.
Handle with your wife and come on back on the feed. Thank you, sir. Guys, I love that. Do you see that? So there is somebody who's a conservative and is willing to come on. Let's, you know, come on and talk. I don't bite, you know, I'm not an evil person. I'd rather be aware and awoken. Yes, Blake, that's true. I just think it's like if we realize that the word woke was stolen, it's been totally bastardized and used, you know, kind of like the teachings of Jesus, I believe. You know, Jesus, they've used him to start wars. It's like I really wish Jesus would actually come back and let us all know. Wokeism is a man-made disease of the brain. No, well, okay. I think what we need to accept, and I can accept this, that there are now two definitions of woke, right? Like, for example, Michael Jackson, bad. I'm bad. You know it. Show 'em on. And I own anybody, bet some on thing. Gonna tell you once again, who's bad? Now, bad was like, wait, bad? No, wait, bad is bad. No, bad is good. Bad's good. So I think I understand now that, and I have to accept that there are now in the chat, there are two definitions of what woke is. And so thank you, Unknown. That's a good point. But there are two definitions. Trump divided the country, but calling people racist, fascist, Nazi, white supremacist united the country, right? No, I think calling names is not, but I think, you know, there's the Proud Boys, like I'm Jewish. Like when I saw the people marching in the street saying Jews will not replace us with torches. I can't even buy a torch from Home Depot anymore. Then I think that's where some people started to say this. I think ICE in some of their tactics, even Joe Rogan called it the Gestapo. And so I think that's where, but I agree with you, Lone Wolf. I think the problem is we need to stop the name calling, you know? And I'm guilty of it. I call people names. I get angry. I say things, and I'm trying to be better on that. Yeah, go listen to Bernie Sanders, you dummy. What don't you like? Bernie Sanders. I mean, Bernie Sanders is, I think Bernie Sanders seems like a good guy. You know what I mean? I think he tries to bring people together. I think he's a fairly honest politician. I don't think he's been mentioned in the Epstein files. You know, maybe we should just lay it out like that. Like anybody on that list is gone and just see who's left. Yeah, Hillary Clinton. I don't like Hillary. I can't stand Hillary, right? Hillary is the one who's trying to do away with social media because she doesn't like what's going on in Israel. I do not like Hillary Clinton. Why aren't Democrats talking about the fact that Reid Hoffman, billionaire Democrat mega donor, visited Epstein's pedophile island? That's a good question. Reid Hoffman, take him down, right? I think that's the thing, Lone Wolf. You got to understand, at least about me, I can only speak for me as a man. I have no patience for pedophiles at all. And I assume that you believe the same. So let me make this clear. Whether, you know, and I've said this before, if my dad is on that list, God forbid, send him to jail. You know, if my mom is on it, if my kids, anybody, I have no patience for pedophilia at all. We have to protect our children at all costs. So yeah, send Reid Hoffman. I don't know why they're not talking about him. And you might be right, Lone Wolf. It's probably, maybe they're being paid by him to protect his name. I don't know. But I have no allegiance. I have no allegiance to any politicians at all. You know, like I said, I loved Obama. I still love Obama. A lot of that grosses people out, but I don't have allegiance to Obama. If Obama's on that list, yo mama, I don't want anything to do with him. America does look like a mess right now. And I think the biggest reason it's important for us to come together is that we are looking weak to the rest of the world. And we are really setting ourselves up for a major attack, allegedly. I think that's what's so dangerous right now, is we're so distracted. Thank you, the biggest Derek over on Instagram. Somebody, yeah. I'm tired of this BS. I know, man. But, you know, this is a problem. We're you know, everybody's tired of the bullshit. And that's why I look at myself like in a divorce. When two parents can't talk, they have a mediator. You know, my goal is to be the mediator. Let's see. I might have lost. Instagram might be going off in a minute because it's been an hour. Let's see if we can wait out for the Shadow Titan to come back. No, the woke comment, the Proud Boys and Patriot Front comment. I mean, did you know that Enrique Tarrios, the leader of the Proud Boys, he was found to be a member of ICE? That's true. So there are some members of ICE that were part of the Proud Boys. Why aren't Democrats talking about the fact that Stacey Plaskett, U.S. Virgin Islands, solicited, and let me see, Instagram's off. Let me see real quick. Was given $30,000 for Epstein. Yeah, I mean, again, Lone Wolf, you're saying everything I agree with. I don't know. Hey, E. Woods, thank you for coming in. I think I don't know why. You know why Democrats are ignoring it? Because they're being paid to ignore it. Again, I have no allegiance to any politicians. I can't, and you shouldn't either. The term woke started on 4chan and meant red-pilled. I don't really understand that, but thank you for your response. Unity, yes, thank you, Starboy the Night. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday to you too, E. Woods. Appreciate you in the comments. Unfortunately, I feel the files being released gives time for all these sick people to hide. True. Guys, if you want to come on and talk on the show, please copy and paste it and come on and talk to me. Woke means one is, and here's another definition. Thank you, Ronald. Woke means one is alert and discerning. You take the time to read Thessalonians 5:21 and make sure all the things before making. Thank you very much. Lone Wolf, he's a big one today. So who was running the White House when Biden was president if Stephen Miller is running the White House right now? God, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't have an answer for you. I don't know. You tell me. You know, Biden, Sleepy Joe, man. I did not like Biden is weak. He did not. I wasn't really happy with Biden at all either. I think Biden let a lot of this slip. You know what I mean? I'm not a big Biden fan. I'm not a big Trump fan. I honestly, you know, the only U.S. president I've ever kind of liked, honestly, I just liked Obama because he just seemed cool and he seemed like a good family man. He had blood on his hands, of course, like anybody. Let's see, Sean, that's Shadow the Titan. I'm hoping he comes back here soon because I got to get moving in a minute. Humans need to put the phones and tablets down, get off the internet, and start opening their eyes and go out to see the truth in front of their eyes that is going on around us. Thank you, Silky Sweet. I think you're absolutely correct about that. I think social media and the phones is killing us, you know, because like I said, like Shadow the Titan coming on the show, I appreciate it. This is how men and women we talk, you know what I mean? This is how we work out our problems. It's like when you go to a therapist. Absolutely quit the name calling. It's beyond sickening at this point. Come on, people. Come on, people now. Smile on your brother. Everybody come together. Learn to love one another right now. We got politics in our bread and circuses and bread and circuses in our politics now. I guess so. Thumbs up, chat. Thumbs up. Thank you, E. Woods. Insane how the same people that hated the cancel culture now want everything that goes against them canceled. Even the Second Amendment is on that chart. Yeah, I agree. A lot of the people who said don't tread on me are okay for armed military going door to door. And, you know, they're taking kids, man. They're not just taking the worst of the worst. They're just taking all illegal immigrants, you know, and it's sad to me. Breaking up families, like, you know, how can you hear those videos of children crying if their father is being taken away or their mother? And how can you not have empathy for families getting ripped apart? Even you're like, well, they didn't do it the right way. Well, that's not on me to judge. You know what I mean? It's not affecting my life. I haven't found that illegal immigrants are affecting my life. I really don't. And maybe some of you have a different experience. Investigate all the names. Exactly. Congress is the problem. Presidents are only there for a max 8 years. Exactly. Good point. Obama, the towel jerk. Okay, that's kind of racist, David. Amen to the American looking weak, and that is bad. I agree. I think if all of us should be, you ever guys see the movie Red Dawn, the original one with Patrick Swayze, where Russia like comes down into our schools? Like we are making ourselves, we're looking so distracted and so weak right now. You have zero proof that Trump is a pedophile, yet you repeat it every day. That is not true. I don't say Trump is a pedophile, but he was hanging out with some pedophiles, okay? All I'm saying is there's a lot of it's a lot of suspicious activity. And Trump is the type of guy when asked on that I believe it was The View or one of the shows, Donald, what do you and your daughter have in common? And he said I was going to say sex. I'm just saying, you can still like Trump, you can love what he's doing for the country, but I think 46MD, he's not a great guy. He's not a good Christian. He's not a man of God. He's just a president. He's just some business reality show guy. And I'll say this for you. I have no proof that he is a pedophile. I'm not sitting here saying he is. I'm just saying it appears, because his name is on that list several times, that he knew a lot of pedophiles. And a lot of pedophiles allegedly look to be in his cabinet. I'm exhausted in 2026 and it's only February. Exactly. Happy Black History Month, by the way. It's important to say that. Evil Trump will never, ever be the man in POTUS that Obama was, and that is killing him. Yeah, you're right. I think that's true. Babies in the womb just got legal rights. Massive loss for the Democrats. Oh, there we go. Abortion. Guys, it's a woman's choice. If you don't like that, I'm sorry. But you know what I mean? You can't act like you care about kids and then not care about illegal immigrants, kids being ripped away from them. So, that argument is weak to me. My thought is the files being released is bad, will do no good. No one will be held accountable. So why? I hear your frustration, Jay Reed, but I think the reason is because we cannot let that rest. You cannot let pedophiles get away with it. Even though I think you could be right, we can't rest until they're all put in jail. Why aren't Republicans talking about how Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, and Bongino are covering up Epstein's clients? I don't know. I don't have that answer. America is a mess, and us citizens need to come together and quit allowing to be separated. United we stand, divided we fall, plain and simple. I totally agree with you. Thank you. Zach, again, more false information. Tarrio was not a member of ICE. Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure. Let me pull that up. Yeah, there was a release of like 4,500 names. Let me see. Enrico Tarrio, Proud Boys leader. Is he a member of ICE? Yes. Enrique Tarrio is a member and was the national chairman of the Proud Boys. Yeah, we know that. Following his release from federal prison in January 25 due to the pardon by President Donald Trump, Tarrio indicated he is still affiliated, role in the group. Let me see if it says ICE in there. Is he a member of ICE? Thinking. Oh, hold on. It's saying no, Enrique Tarrio is not a member of the employee of ICE. Following viral false claims on social media in January, both the Department of Homeland Security and DHS and Tarrio himself confirmed that he is never. Okay. I apologize for that, Zach. I was wrong. False leaked list. Online rumors claim Tarrio was listed in leaked database of ICE agents. While a website did publish a list, Tarrio was not listed as an agent, but rather as a propagandist agitator. DHS statement. DHS Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin stated, this individual was never hired by ICE. Okay. Zach, I was wrong. See how easy that was? I was wrong. And I apologize about saying that he was, and that was not true. See how that works? So I learned something good today. Before they released the files, they should have went door to door and arrested the pedophiles and others who did wrong. Why is it not? I know it's crazy. Like any other pedophiles, I feel like they go right after them. But for some reason, we're just not doing it here. The auto pen and shadowy figures who had access to it. Okay. There were many hands in the pot. Agreed. You're a complete idiot. You talk a moron. Shut the fuck up. Okay, Xavier. Thank you for your sweet words. God, Xavier. That hit me good, man. That hit me right in the heart. Let's start with Jill. Absolutely lone wolf. At Jared, you put something before me both times. I'm a Trump voter because the Democrats didn't let Bernie, though. They pushed. I agree, man. I think I did not. Kamala was not ready. Kamala, I didn't like Kamala. She was laughing too much, man. It was the same with Hillary. They totally underestimate Donald Trump and the base, and I totally agree with that. I agree. I would have rather had Bernie go up because I believe Bernie's more legit. All the conspiracies are going to move to Israel. It could be. I mean, did you know in Israel, like pedophiles are allowed to go over there and just escape it, which is kind of sick. Kid Rock has a house on Trumpstein Island. You meant don't tread on me, so not care about others on brand for MAGA and Trump supporters. Congress could have created a law for real amnesty. How many times has a Democrat Congress been in charge? I don't know. They're taking kids. You mean when a criminal runs from the cops, ICE agents don't leave a child alone in the streets? That's taking kids. I mean, they're going after illegals and they're separating families. And yes, no, a lot of times those kids, they're put into detention centers. I mean, have you seen this? Why not make sure the kid goes with a family member who's legal? They're like locking kids up in detention centers, Lone Wolf. I mean, if you had kids, would you want that to happen to your kids? You know what I mean? It's like, even I saw Steve-O. I'm really disappointed. I knew Steve-O when I worked on Jackass back in the day. And he said, yeah, most illegals, dude, are they're all murderers. And it's like, dude, no, they aren't. There's no statistics to back that up. It's really, it's disgusting. Lying butt pluggers. You're right. It hasn't affected your life. Okay. I don't know. Illegal immigrants have not affected my life. They've actually only, I don't know. I don't know. They just haven't. I don't know. Maybe it has you. I'm sorry it hasn't. Guys, I do got to break out of here. I really appreciate all your kind of words. Jerk off. Yeah, maybe I should. That would probably relax me a little bit. Okay, my view is Trump was in it and then he was out. He ran from it and ran as a Republican. Then they hated him. Birds of a feather flock together is all I have to say about anyone in those files. Agreed. It's like if you get pulled over and somebody in your car has drugs, you're guilty by association. Trump's economy sucks. Look at Katie Johnson's court filing. Okay, I don't know what that is. Trump had the same friends as Epstein, might not have diddled kids, but he is for sure protecting his kitty diddling friends now. Why do you think Pam Bondi won't release the full? Agreed. I don't know if Trump was a pedophile, but he is at this point. They are protecting pedophiles now that it's out, right? All of Trump's friends are on it. Obama bombed 7 countries and got a peace prize. LOL. All U.S. presidents have blood on their hands. I agree. We need to name and shame. Can you name one kid ripped away from their parents? Jeez, man, have you not seen any of the videos? Let me just see if I'll pull one up here for you. I mean, I thought everybody has seen this stuff. Let me see. Okay. Here's a 2-month-old.
Vulnerability of a child that age to be in that trailer prison and in those conditions, to me was just horrible.
Yeah.
And I first found out about it because we were meeting all these families and these kids, Liam, and then a younger girl who kept coming up to me and asking me to help get her out. And I thought, what's the youngest person here? And they finally told me a 2-month-old.
What message do you have? What are you doing to try to help them, just like what you did with Liam?
Well, first, I would say that this is not your fault, that there's so many in the country who love you and who are praying for you and doing everything that we can to get you out of there and get you home. I saw that one story of a little girl who her parents were taking her to Disney World and then they got picked up by ICE and she blames herself. And you see kids in Dilley that are either just stone-faced from the trauma or they're very emotional and sobbing and crying. And a lot of them, I think, are blaming themselves and are feeling guilty.
Mm. So there is a child for whoever had the question about kids being ripped away. Guys, I love you. I've been on this thing for an hour and 15 minutes. I mean, it's not easy to do this. I will be here tomorrow. I'm here every day live at 5. Again, I will be on Comics Unleashed next Wednesday on CBS after the Colbert Show. If you want to see me on real TV telling jokes. But I appreciate everybody's respectful dialogue, all your name calling. It just makes us all stronger, and we're getting closer to it. Secret Service Sam out. Samson for president of the world.
Can you freestyle rap at all?
Not yet.
Doesn't it appear to be extremely coincidental that you guys arrest people right outside of Governor Newsom's press conference? Is this really just a show of power?